Rachel, what's your opinion about how often do you think a disability insurance claimant, once they're on claim, is required to go see a treating doctor in order to continue the payment of their benefits?
It's a very difficult question to answer. It's a case-by-case basis. It depends on what your condition is. It depends on what your physician is recommending. A lot of times I do get calls from my claimants and they say, well, I went to the doctor. He told me, I have a back condition. There's really nothing more he can do for me anymore, and says, I don't really need to come but once a year. And I tell them absolutely that's not acceptable, because the insurance company is looking for records on a regular basis and that you're treating on a regular basis, because they expect if you're in pain, you're going to the doctor. So I usually say, at least every 3 months to go follow up with your orthopedist or whoever it is that's treating you, to make sure that you're getting documentation on a regular basis. When that insurance company requests the records, we have something to give.
All right, so an orthopedic condition, you're saying at a worst case scenario, 3 months. If the doctor says more, then you do more. If the doctor says, I only need to see you once a year, I think you and I and all the lawyers of the opinion that's not going to work, because the disability carrier is going to jump all over you and use that as an excuse to deny the claim.
Right.
What about, let's say, a psychiatric, a depression, an anxiety, that type of claim? How often do you see your clients are treating, and what are the expectations from the disability company?
The carriers usually expect with the psychiatric claim that you're going to be treating more often. They believe, and it's not really a specific every 2 weeks, once a month, but they do want to see that you're treating regularly. And if you have a psychiatric problem, they want to see that you're seeing a psychiatrist and sometimes also a psychologist. So you want to make sure that there's a lot of notes. And also a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists don't take notes, and that's also something you want to make sure when you're going to see a therapist, that they are documenting the visits.
Well, that's another great point you brought up. It's not about even just going there, because that is important, just getting there, but it's what your doctor's documenting when you're there, and that's another of probably the top 3 reasons why a claim gets denied, because they go in there, the doctor's notes have next to nothing in them, and they don't discuss what's really going on with the claimant, and then the claim gets denied, and not only do they have a few visits, but they have very poor documentation from the physician, which is a big problem. And I mean, that's the big part of what we do when we represent someone, is to make sure that the records are being documented appropriately and that they are treating. And what a lot of claimants don't understand is that more often than not they call us and they've already been denied.
Right.
And they're like, look, I was getting paid for 3 or 4 years, there were no issues. And then we go, okay, we're going to get all the records, we're going to look at what they have. And we see that for the past 2 years the claimant's been going to the doctor twice a year. Well, what I tell claimants is you have to look messed up on paper. And if you get caught in a position where they're going to deny you and you only have, 2 doctor visits a year, and you try to put your case forward, they're going to be like, well, how bad were you? You only went to the doctor twice a year. So your doctor may not want to see you, but you got to be going at least 4 or 5 times a year, or you're going to get yourself into a problem. So we are, Rachel, myself, any of the disability attorneys here are happy to discuss your claim with you. We'll always offer you a free consultation, and we look forward to the opportunity to speak with you.